an Arizona Lotus Corp radio station. Listen online at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Friday, November 3rd. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
And good morning, Tucson. My apologies for not making it in yesterday. So what happened was I broke a lot of rules on Tuesday for Halloween. I got served a little one-day suspension.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. You know, a little slap on the wrist is fine. It's worth bending the rules. And I figured, okay, well, if that's the way this works around here, maybe I'll break some more rules today and get myself a 3-day weekend. We'll see. We'll see what we can bend. Now, I did regret missing yesterday because there was a major concert announcement. We talked about Green Day going on this stadium tour. Well, it was announced yesterday that, of course, they are going to make a stop in Phoenix.
Yes.
Of course, the usual complaints online. Why don't they stop in Tucson? Why don't we get good shows? Blah, 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 blah. You know, persist. But that's neither here nor there. They're coming. It's going to be at the baseball stadium in Chase Field.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's not during baseball season or any kind of playoff season, so we don't have another Guns N' Roses incident.
Shouldn't be. It's in September.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Yeah, usually the playoffs are in October.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they start in September, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure they learned their lesson this year, and they booked this show. It's at the baseball stadium, not the football stadium. I think that's smart.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a big show. It's going to be expensive tickets. And I thought, oh, well, I missed announcing it and giving away tickets for they go on sale because they go on sale today at like 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look into my promo suite here, and I don't have tickets to give away for Green Day today. That's the bad news. The good news is there's two things that are good news. The good news is all next week, I'll be giving you opportunities to win those tickets. And that's like winning like $400. I mean, they aren't cheap tickets.
No, they're not.
You know, and that's the thing that makes me kind of mad about this. I don't want to sit there and just like complain about it. I mean, I'm thankful for the promoter to you know, give us a little exchange and advertise their show on the station and give us tickets to give away.
Right.
But, you know, when you got a band, especially a band that like prides themselves on being a punk band, an anti-establishment band, to do like a huge show, I think if you're going to get that many people in a room, right, then not to gouge the ticket prices. I understand, you know, the larger the show, the larger the cost. I get that.
Yeah.
I understand the business sense, and I understand that there's a lot of people that want to make all the money. But if you were to say, like, hey, instead of doing an arena show, which normally that's what Green Day would do, and sell those out, or an amphitheater show and sell that out for sure. It's a stretch to do like a stadium, as legendary and iconic as Green Day is. There are people that have doubts that they are stadium filled level.
Yeah.
Again. So, you know, why don't you like to appease, to play it safe and also still be punk rock and like take care of your listeners in this time of financial uncertainty in the country, to provide a concert experience where the tickets aren't higher than like $50. And
Right.
I'm saying good tickets. I'm not just talking about like nosebleeds. First off, we're already sacrificing the sound in the larger the room, the worse the sound. That's how it is. Everybody knows this. Now that's a trade-off, the energy of the crowd and the people and the size. That's something that's a spectacle that's worth spending money for. But at the same time, if you want to pack in and sell out a baseball stadium, you make it reasonable to a certain extent. If you want to charge expensive tickets, do that for the upfront and all the people that want to be like up your, you know. But, you know, for the rest of us, working class American heroes, huh?
I mean, that's always been my complaint. Because I remember when the general admission, the standing room only, like those were the cheap tickets. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Right. I don't want to have to to get a pair of decent seats. I don't want to have to lease my firstborn's soul to the devil or donate plasma for like 6 months just to be able to budget it in.
Commit a kidney.
Right. Now, of course, we're complaining because, you know, we're poor. But I'm sure a lot of people out there are like, oh, I got this extra money to spend. And that's the way they look at it. There's a lot of people out there that just have extra expendable money, and then good for them. And they could just be like, okay, yeah, we'll spend this much for that. But I just think it would have been smarter and a better PR move to say, hey, we're going to go on this massive stadium tour, but guess what? We're not going to let all the vampires, suck you dry. Right. We're going to make it reasonable because A, we're punk rock. B, we're fellow Americans and want to support our, people. And C, we just want to throw a massive party and want you to be involved. So, wasn't it the lead singer of The Cure that took a stand against Live Nation and Ticketmaster and won? Yeah, being like, don't overcharge. Yeah, and even getting all right, we interrupt our show open on our podcast broadcast, which are live, but we're back on Rock 102.1 KFMA. I got just a couple minutes. I got to squeeze in this Florida man story. And the reason why I have to squeeze this in is because the best part about doing the Florida man segments is now we have listeners email me links and stories of Florida men all the time. Nice. Yeah, so this shout out to everybody who sent me this story about the Booty Patrol truck. Have you seen this? No. All right, well, let me get into it. Florida man. Can't do it, no one can. Come on now, Florida. All right, and only in Florida will this happen, but it's somewhat ingenious and perverted at the same time. Our Florida man of the week is in trouble for driving a truck painted to look like the Border Patrol vehicle, right? But there was one little difference. Instead of saying Border Patrol, the truck read Booty Patrol. I'm on patrol for booty, and I'm about to deport that ass. You know what I'm saying? So this happened in DeSanto County, and the sheriff's office posted photos of the truck online, which I'm going to show here on the podcast broadcast. You're going to be very impressed with the craftsmanship of the Booty Patrol truck that was driving around Florida. Look at it. Looks just like our Border Patrol. Attention to detail. And I think a lot of people would still clench up their booties if they saw this truck behind them, thinking it was some kind of law enforcement officer, right? And most people are not going to pay attention to small differences. Right. So in a glance, you would think Border Patrol truck, no problem. Right. And how long was he driving around like this? No one knows. This man, who was not identified, only referred to as Legend, got off with a citation for using prohibited vehicle lights that resembled those of law enforcement. So not only, did he have these, he had the Booty Patrol truck, but he had the lights on it so he could also, pull over fat asses. Boop, boop. Let's go. You know why I pulled you over? You see that junk in your trunk? That is a felony in these parts. I'm going to have to take down your information, hit you up later. There's actually audio of the sheriff talking about the Booty Patrol truck.
The answer is in the booty, meaning inside of the booty truck, thus marking the last time that the Booty Patrol could be so cheeky. Wink News showed you this truck on Monday night, decked out from front to booty with booty control sitting on the asphalt. Except this was no officer of the law. He was trying to be an officer of your derriere, and that's not even the butt of the joke.
All right, nice. So that was actually a TV reporter, had way too much fun with that. Yeah. So he's a Florida man as well. But he knows how to connect to his audience, which is residents of Florida, right? How do you get them to keep listening? Talk about ass. Yeah. We'll continue that conversation on the podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/bevegan. We got so much more, including more tickets to give away coming up next. So keep it right here, Rock 102.1 KFMA or YouTube.com/bevegan. Clear. All right. Good morning, everybody. That's how we started off the show with a little Florida man. We got a bunch of different clips that we'll share with you, but also a lot of fun stuff to hang out with you on a Friday. And I appreciate everybody joining the stream. And we're keeping an eye on Creepy Rick, which we haven't seen. And I wonder, was it you that hurt his feelings? Maybe. And then Creepy Rick decided to go MIA on the stream? Maybe. Did I promise that I would change it to purple? I don't know. Maybe. I think I might have to. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, we were thinking about changing up the color scheme in the background as rebranding, but we do it by year, So this year was the Wu-Tang year of the black and yellow. Nice. Of course, we had green before, and I still have my 421 set up right there. And of course, this was the first one that we started with, which is purple-ish. Yeah. But yeah, I got to get it all decked out properly. So yes, I did promise I'll talk to Rico about it, and hopefully we can have a color change happening there. I think it would be nice for the YouTube and everything else, which we've been continuously building up, and things are going pretty good. And
Mhm.
here's now, obviously, when you live stream, there's no commercials, which is great. And it's not that I want commercials on some of our clips, but some of our clips have like a global appeal, right? Like the David Draymond clip.
Yeah.
So yeah, we want to be able to kind of be cost effective and get some money in return.
Yeah.
I am happy to report that since we reached 1,000 subscribers, we are able to monetize the channel so far. $1.81.
Hell yeah.
Babooski. That's right. $1.81 right off the top. I'm like balling. I'm gonna have to change my tax status, and I'm maybe upgrade on the dating profile. Like former poor kid now rolling in the YouTube dough. Yeah. So, and of course we thank you for that.
Yes.
So I did. Yes, I will. Trust me. I believe you, Mackenzie. It's my memory that's terrible, but yeah, that's something I will do. And I think it'll look good too on top of it. To be honest with you, I'm kind of over the black and yellow.
Yeah. Well, it's just nice to keep it fresh and keep changing it up.
Yeah, honestly, if I can go like every yeah, I know. Big time. Yeah, if you see me out the bars, like Jeff, after the Roadrunners games this weekend, drinks on me, boom, $1.81.
I'm getting guacamole when I go to Chipotle later. Can't wait.
Yes. I know. I do. I'm going to be splitting this 3 ways. So it's not necessarily $1.81 for me. It's 60 cents a piece.
Look at you with that quick math.
I'll tell you what, though, I get 61% because I'm the namesake and I've been doing all the work. Where's your video clips? Where's your editing?
I know. It's so bad.
Look, you got a supersized family. You got a lot of responsibilities. I'm not holding it against you, but this is the reason why I get that extra penny. And I just hope that you understand.
I do understand. It's completely reasonable. In fact, take 2. Take 2 extra pennies.
Don't you start with me, because I will. I'll go percentage after percentage. I'll rack it up. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I got some fun viral videos to share with you. Our main topic on the podcast today is confidence dumping. What is it, and why do we all do it? And we all do it. And we'll break that down for you here in a little bit.
I did send you a video on Twitter in your email. I just want you to watch this. I just want to see what your commentary on it's going to be.
On Twitter, you sent me it? Okay.
It's from Twitter, but I had to email it. I still can't DM you on Twitter. I don't know why.
Oh, well, I don't think I accept DMs on Twitter. I don't use it like that.
Okay, got it.
I use it. I'll show you what I use it for. I use it for shit posting or reposting.
Yeah.
So I just reposted this not more than 20 minutes ago on my spirit animal, which I've seen this before, but I was just like, I'll do it again. On.
Oh, can somebody please take a picture of me? Hello, please a picture. Oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God!
You know.
Oh my God!
I thought that was Carmen Electra at first, but either way, elephants are really smart.
They very much are.
And they know that's where life comes from. So get it. So that's my spirit animal. So that's what I use Twitter for.
Got it. Okay.
Now, you're going to do it? You're almost done with it? Oh, good. Yeah. So as far as Creepy Rick's concerned, you don't have to beg him to be on the stream. If he doesn't want to be on the stream, he doesn't have to be. But, I do want to know, though, what, if he's busy, he's busy. But if it was something that weirdo did, tell me. And
why do you assume it's something I did?
I don't know if it was something that I did. It's not that I encourage Creepy Rick, but he was pretty understanding. When he would cross the line, I'd be like, hey man, reel it back. And that was pretty much it. But that was Creepy Rick's been around for a while, from like the beginning. And not too many classic rockers made the switch and stuck with it, and that's just how it is.
Do you think it's because I blocked him on Facebook?
Yeah, maybe. I think it was something like that. Yeah. Like it had to be something that you did in particular that hurt his feelings, and it's upsetting. But I do enjoy most of the comments that Creepy Rick would throw in there and be a part of the community, and and still pretty funny and then sometimes, when you're throwing stuff against the wall and you're trying to be funny, sometimes you kind of cross the line, and
Right.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So I never judged him for that. I would just point out when he was crossing the line, and he'd reel it back and be apologetic for it. So, I appreciate Rick. So yeah, I would like to see him on the stream again if that's a thing, but we'll see.
I'll unblock him.
Well, too late now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right, though. We got a couple minutes here, and I want to start things off with today's Morning Moron, which is a doozy, and I have an update for that Morning Moron story. So in case you missed it, it went like this. Interview with Austin on the YouTube page, youtube.com/beefegan. It's about 30 minutes. It was really fun getting to know him. He's a good dude, great artist, fantastic voice as well. And the dude looks like a rock star. So for all those reasons and more, when you get a chance, go down the rabbit hole on YouTube at beefegan. It's now 6:17 and time for your Morning Moron. Let's do this. All right. As the headline promised, a woman accused of poisoning boyfriend hours after the boyfriend inherited $30 million, right? Now, you
guys give it some time. God.
Yeah, exactly. Some women want a Black Widow immediately.
Right.
Oh, rich. But see,
he's got to sign the paperwork first. Jesus.
There's more information that goes into this, and it makes a little more sense when you find out more. I mean, she's still our Morning Moron. This happened in North Dakota, and they accused this woman named Ina of poisoning her boyfriend after she learned about his plans to dump her. Yes. So here's the deal. He inherited $30 million, found out he was going to get $30 million, and the first upgrade he was going to make was a new woman.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of guys out there that's listening right now thinking like, yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can afford the divorce now.
Yeah, a lot of Powerball fantasies like, if I win that Powerball, it's not that I'm going to get a new house. I'll get to that. It's not that I'm going to get a boat. I will get to that. I'm going to get a new girl, maybe 3, So that's essentially what this dude, Stephen Edward Riley, was thinking. He's 51 years old, and he learned hours earlier that he was inheriting $30 million. And rather than accepting the dumping, Ina allegedly poisoned Riley and didn't call 911 until the day after he died. So he did die.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, allegedly, she said that she was entitled to his fortune as Riley's common law wife and planned to split the windfall with his son. Now, she's facing the most serious felony murder charge on the books in North Dakota. And I hope they throw the book at her.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. But at the same time, again, immediately, and the saying, hell have no fury than a woman like screwed out of $30 million. She will murder your ass.
Oh my God. Until you got to the died part, I was like, I got jokes. Like,
you got no more jokes out?
I got no more jokes because I was like, let me get his number. He's dead.
Gift and a curse, right? Yeah, it's like the best day and worst day of his life at the same time. Yeah, it's poetic.
Yeah.
It's sad. Sorry to bum you guys out on a Friday morning. But for all those reasons and more, Ina's not going to get $30 million. She's going to end up in prison, probably even get the death penalty. And for that, we're going to call her Morning Moron on top of it. So went from bad to worse for little Ina there.
Insult injury.
Now, here's where the plot thickens, okay? So that was our Morning Moron story this week. But unfortunately, the man who passed away, we have to call Morning Moron as well. Because this is what the update was that I came across shortly after that. And it was mind-blowing and super crazy because, his son, whose name is Ryan, is only 21 years old. Obviously knew of all this, like that his dad passed away, was poisoned by his girlfriend, the whole thing. But then he's like, silver lining, I guess I'm in line to win that $30 million.
Right.
Turns out there was never any money. It was a scam, an online scam. So he was old enough to fall for this. Now, this happens all the time, right? But we're all, we're smart enough to know that we don't have any distant relatives who are rich that are going to give us money for no reason when they die.
Right. And like worst case scenario is you end up giving some stranger your social.
Right.
Not death.
Yeah. Well, in normal situations. So according to Ryan, his father received an email from someone claiming to be a lawyer representing an unknown distant relative. So instead of doing his due diligence to see if there's any legitimate truth to this claim,
right,
the guy just starts saying, I got $30 million, bitch, I'm out. And then breaks up with his girlfriend, who then in turn was like, you're going to take $30 million and leave me, and I've been putting up with your ass for all these years,
Right.
and I'm going to kill you, and ended up killing him. So now she's in prison for life and possibly going to face the death penalty over $30 million that wasn't even existing.
Mhm.
And he's dead now over money he was never going to get.
Right. Oh,
Like, what?
so rough.
I mean, there's a sucker born every minute. They say that. And you see it in situations like this. Insane.
Mhm.
So like that was the first time that we did a morning moron with almost an instant update that
Yeah.
just went from bad to worst, bizarre. But I'm sure that we're going to see a Netflix show or documentary on this, and it's probably going to be a dark comedy, to be
Mm.
honest with you, because there is some funny to this very tragic, dark story. For sure, and like she's gonna regret it. She's in prison right now,
Mhm.
thinking like, and he obviously he's not around to regret it, but probably be like, man, we're both so dumb. We were meant for each other. It was the like soulmates. Honestly, they were so goddamn stupid.
Stupid.
Both of them, stupid as the stupid does to each other. Amazing.
Yeah, when you're dumb ends up leading to death.
Yeah.
God, cause of death on the death certificate is just gonna be dumb.
Yeah.
He was just dumb.
Hey, it's going to be a fantastic little mini series. And honestly, I would hope that some, writer in Hollywood is coming up with the outline for that now, because it would be fun. Maybe a movie. I don't think it would be a long series because, we know what the ending's going to be. And that's abrupt.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So, but so insane. Yeah, that was our morning moron today. Now we're going to talk about confidence dumping a little bit. Have you ever heard of this phrase, confidence dumping?
No, but I think I can probably piece it together.
Well, why don't you give me your speculation of what you think confidence dumping is?
I mean, probably just bragging and just where you have to like repeat it to somebody else to let it sink in that you actually did do the good thing and appear more confident.
Yeah. This is something that I've been guilty of many times over when I was younger. And honestly, it hasn't necessarily stopped on this show for sure. You guys know.
We call them humble brags. It's fine.
They're not even humble at this point. It's a little.
You're like $1.81 in the bank, bitch.
Yeah, well, that and like I've won, awards, and I confidence dump all the time, and hopefully once I go through this piece that I came across on the Huffington Post, some of it will sink in to where I won't make it a habit as much going forward.
Okay.
No promises. Don't hold me to it. But I'm just saying. So let's get on the air and let our listeners know. Rock on 2.1 KFMA. That's Five Finger Death Punch. We're live on the podcast broadcast. All right. So here's the question of the day that I'm actually just coming across and kind of learning. The question is, what is confidence dumping? And why do we keep doing it? Right. So I asked Weirdo this question on the podcast broadcast stream. She nailed it as far as what confidence dumping is. And this is something that I feel like most of us are all guilty of doing. It's when we tend to brag about our achievements to anyone that will listen. And that's including online.
Got it.
Yeah. And if you do these things, you might be confidence dumping. So oversharing or bragging about your achievements can be helpful in getting validation, but that's about it. All right. So there are better ways to get that validation. And I feel like, part of it is feeling a lack of appreciation. Part of it's self-esteem.
Yeah.
And you want to get that. Part of it's flexing. If somebody is trying to discredit who you are and what you can do.
I don't know. I'm just such an excitable squirrel. And I've gotten to have some really cool experiences in the last year. And it's like, it's kind of cool to be able to say these things.
You do. I have noticed though. And not to point fingers, because
that's fine.
I confidence all the time, but sometimes in conversation, in interviews, you kind of confidence dump during conversations. We'll just kind of drop like some kind of achievements of your excellent mothering or whatever the case may be, which are all very proud things that you should be proud of. But sometimes it gets squeezed in there. Yeah.
Just a little nugget. Fine.
Yes. And I understand. I mean, I do this all the time. Unfortunately, I usually do it, and I have done it most prominently with bosses. It's almost like, look at me, value me. And,
pay me more.
I know this infuriated a GM of mine when I was serving tables. And I remember being called out on it by him, like, look, dude, you don't have to tell me how well you're doing. And, I can see it. You're fine.
Right.
Stop with this. And I'm just like, oh, I did all the silverware, and this table loved me. Shut up. Right? Just do your job, right? But I don't know, where something in me drove me to want to continue to let them know that I was valuable as an employee, even though I had a job.
Right. But if they're not, but acknowledgement goes a long way, right? Like, you don't have to sit here and shower people with parades every time they do something good. Just acknowledgement and appreciation does go a long way. And I think a lot of people do forget to do that.
Yeah. You hear that, Lotus Management? All right, so here's some better ways to get validation, internal and external.
Okay.
So you don't find yourself confidence dumping all over the place, because at the end of the day, it is a put off to management, to strangers, to friends. You don't need it. All right. So one, you could journal. You could tell yourself how awesome you are in words. You should see my notes. In fact, actually, I write how awesome I am. Like every page is filled. These are just compliments of myself. Like, hey, you told a really good joke today, Beef. I'm like, thank you, Beef. Thanks for writing that down. So journaling helps. Okay. With every achievement, you can put an item in a jar.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Little penny in there.
Yeah, it's like a swear jar, but for accomplishments.
Got it.
Yeah, and then you accomplish so much, and then you could treat yourself with some ice cream or something. They say volunteer. I guess volunteering is a good way to get some kind of affirmations, where people usually, when you do volunteer for like nonprofits, they say, hey, thank you.
Right.
and other things that might.
Right. But don't turn around and then show off how much you volunteer or what good deeds you did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Don't put it in your dating profile, because that's a swipe left. Boop, boop. And then they say, use your wide range of support. That's assuming people have a wide range of support.
Right.
Let's think that maybe that range of support is very small.
Right.
Go back to journaling.
Oh my God. Could you imagine somebody finding your journal of all these, like, look at me being awesome. You're like a sociopath.
Yeah. Well, that's what I fear. My daughter's going to find all my notebooks. And then my sex robot in the future, of course. I don't have one now. But someday it's going to happen. I guarantee it.
You're already bragging on that already. You don't even have it yet.
Put the down payment the other day. It's, made by Elon Musk. They call it a Sexla. Yeah. It does all the work
Get
itself.
out.
It's like self-driving. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
All right. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/beefvegan.
Sexla. Hate you so much.
Sexla would be nice. Sexla would be nice.
It's self-driving.
Yeah, self-driving. I'm like, look, no hands.
Just gets itself off and you leave. How pointless would that be?
I know.
So good.
All right, let me share this news story with you here. This is a fantastic sight to see, and I have video to showcase. This happened up in Vancouver. And what happened was a tractor trailer collided with a pickup truck in Canada, right?
Okay.
And the pickup truck was towing its own trailer, which was packed with fireworks. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, which is wild for two reasons, okay? One, the fireworks started going off, which caused the lanes of the highway to be cut off. And two, it was 10 p.m., meaning it was dark, and it was a fantastic fireworks show. And they reported on it in Vancouver News, and I have this video clip I want to share with you right now. Check this out. This is amazing.
Explosive crash sparked a dramatic fireworks show that lit up the skies near Hope last night, and the aftermath was caught on camera. CTV's Michelle Bernaro shows us what happened when a trailer loaded with fireworks was hit by a semi.
A stunning scene next to Highway 1, but this was unplanned.
I was hiding in the car, just holding my...
Let's hold that thought for a second. Notice how she said semi?
Yeah, I was just...
I mean, this is Vancouver. They say thing in Canada, they have an accent for sure.
Yeah, a boot.
Yeah. But isn't that weird if you're like, you're hooking up, you're dating someone, and be like, you aroused right now? You got semi? You got semi?
You got a semi?
Semi is how you say it in America.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we got the juvenile stuff out of the way, we'll continue to watch shit explode.
My phone out of the sunroof because I didn't want to get hit by a stray rocket or anything. But yeah, it was just so loud and so huge.
Just as we approached it, boom, all of it started going off again. And
how amazing that is,
That's
though.
beautiful.
Yeah, like the best fireworks show ever, because they never set them all off at the same time.
No.
And yeah, this one, every single one. And it went on for a while.
Right, because there's nothing you can do. You just got to let it run out. And oh
Yeah.
my God, how much money was that probably?
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, hopefully they had insurance for it. But,
Yeah.
what a spectacle to see. And it was one of those fails that turned out to be amazing. So let's see if they're telling the details of the cost here.
With minor injuries.
The crash setting off explosions, flames, and forcing first responders to approach the area with caution.
It could have been a lot worse, and members had to be really careful when they approached the scene.
The fireworks temporarily shut down the eastbound lanes of Highway 1.
The whole highway is backed up all the way down.
One witness says the scene looked like something straight out of the movies.
Okay, yeah. So it's still something very cool. Just imagine you're able to see that in Vancouver. All right. So I'll remove that. All right. Earlier this morning, we did F My Life. It's a pretty good one. In case you missed it, one little something like this. Check it out.
Loving by your mom.
Awkward. It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupider.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of Your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations emailed to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call right now, 600 KFMA, 600-5362. And if Weirdo and I agree your life is F, we'll hook you up with tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners, and we'll also give you passes for the Hops and Hockey, basically kickoff pre-party that's happening at the TCC Arena Plaza before the game on Saturday. So with that said, let's get right into our first email. You ready, Weirdo?
Let's go.
Okay. First email sent to me by Melissa. She said, it's been a full week since my last orthodontist appointment, and I still can't eat anything besides Slim Fast and pudding.
Oh, that sucks.
I see. You would say that sucks because you're skinny, and so yeah, you need food. I look at it like, oh man, that's an ultimate diet. I bet you're glowing, you're looking good. Starving looks good on you, girl. I know it's unhealthy, but maybe I'm just jealous. But you say F My Life.
I do.
I say Big Baby. We'll agree to disagree, and I'm sure you're looking fine. Feeling like you're dying, but looking good in the process. All right, next email sent to me by Francisco. He said, yesterday my boss at my new job yelled at me for being 15 minutes early to work. Last week, he yelled at me for being late for my shift when I arrived 5 minutes early. He's considering this as my final warning before I'm fired.
What?
Yeah.
What's wrong with your boss?
Well, look, some people can't do no right. And it looks like he already has his mind made up, Francisco. So I would immediately start looking for another job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's definitely an F My Life.
That is.
Mm-hmm. All right, next F My Life email sent to me by Steven. Steven said, I added the wrong reaction to a Facebook post using a laughing smiley instead of a hug. And only noticed 2 hours later when my friend wouldn't talk to me because she thought She thought I found the fact that her dog died funny.
Oh no. Yeah, but I've done that before because you hold it down, you need to slide over or whatever. I've done that, but I usually catch it immediately and then change it back to the right one.
Yeah, no, that was a situation. Thought it was just like a big hug.
No,
so sorry your dog died. It's funny too because Nikki on Mix, she actually just sent me pictures of her traumatized bunny. So, and I'm sure she told this story, but she has bunnies running around her backyard. And yesterday, a bobcat came in and ate one of the bunnies, and the other bunny, Thumper, saw. And she sent me pictures of Thumper's eyes, and you could see the fear and pain in this bunny's eyes.
Yeah.
And I never felt so bad for a bunny before in my life.
Oh,
yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. So,
oh, those eyes.
Yeah, so that's an F My Life too for, in fact, actually, I'll text you back, F My Life. All right. 2 more left. Paul sent me this email, beefvegan@kfma.com. He said, I found out that my handwriting is so bad that people think I write in Arabic.
Oh.
Same.
Oh my God.
I say lean into it and be like, oh yeah. I can't speak it, but I can write it. Here's a little note to you.
I found out that I have the best handwriting in the house.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. No.
Well, that's impressive considering 14 people live in your house.
None of my partners have good handwriting. Oh my God. It looks like chicken scratch. I can't read any of it.
I used to have decent handwriting when I was writing every day in my notebook. Now that I type, it's all gone to hell.
Yeah. That's a big factor in it.
All right, final F My Life of the day sent to me by Luke. Luke said, last night while I was fooling around with my girlfriend, she hurt her hand. It obviously wasn't very serious, so I told her to stop faking it. She responded, "Want to know what I actually fake? My orgasms."
Nice.
Sex burn. Babuski.
Good comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks though.
Yeah.
Thought you were doing the job, and no, you weren't, sir. You need to try harder.
Yeah, just like Francisco, you need to start looking for other jobs because it looks like you're going to get fired from yours, Luke. So definitely F My Life. There you go. Your F My Lives for this Friday morning. Keep those emails coming. Beefvegan at KFMA.com. Just don't forget to hit that subject line, FML. We're going to hit the reset and give you an opportunity to win tickets for Creed next and Beefvegan Presents, so keep it right here. All right, we're back here live. If you want an interview, in a 30-minute podcast, so I uploaded the Austin Meade interview finally, and it was a good conversation to have with Austin. Of course, he performed that song Blackout live, but I made a video for that. But the interview was fun, insightful, and he was a good dude. He kind of, I know in retrospect, because we were so crammed on time and he showed up late, and, he came in, and initially I was just like, rushing him in a way and giving him shit. I was giving him a little bit, right? But busting balls just a little bit, but showing love. And initially he had his defenses up. But then you could see this is the art of the interview. And I know, first off, I appreciate the artists and the guests that come by the show. That's first and foremost. And that's not faked. So once it's genuine, I think people realize it. But I realized that I put myself in a situation where I immediately have to help bring his guard down and show him that he's actually with an ally and not some radio douche who thinks he's a big deal. Right. I do, but I'm not that person. So you see it in real time, kind of him kind of relaxing, and hopefully we had a decent enough kind of experience and hang together. The interview itself was fun. I did text him afterwards, not like that day, but like the next day, which is kind of weird. He only gave me a thumbs up thing, and I said, I appreciate him coming on, and that, I look forward to seeing his career. Like, I believe in him. He's basically got people on his side here.
Right.
To which he just responded with a thumbs up. So maybe he's just like, fuck that guy and Tucson in general. Because, he did a show at The Rock. No one really knew who he was. I'm sure it wasn't that big of a draw. It was going up against Asking Alexandria.
Right.
It's a small town. So, yeah, maybe he was just thinking, it was all waste of time, but who knows? Either way, he has gone on to do some pretty good stuff. And, he doesn't have an online footprint yet. So, I mean, I uploaded it. Nobody's checking it out for sure. Even the performance of Blackout I put on TikTok, and it didn't really go anywhere, but it's still good. It doesn't mean it's not good. It just that it just hasn't caught on to people's radar, and the bandwagon hasn't jumped behind it. So
It's a good song.
It's a good song, and he's a good talent. He's got an amazing voice. And his stage presence, seeing his videos and stuff, it's legit. He's one of those legit artists. And I do believe, everything I said was, I meant it. Here, I'll give you an example here. I'm just going to, I'll read to you verbatim what I wrote, and you tell me if it was weird.
Okay.
You're the queen of weird, so you know.
I really am.
I said, yo, Austin, this is Beefvegan from KFMA. I wanted to thank you again for rolling through again. And I apologize for the double booking. You guys got the good, brother. And I believe. Okay, so maybe I was stoned when I wrote this, so no wonder he just gave back the horns.
He's like, did I just get drunk texted? What's happening?
Yeah, pretty much. And then I said, I'll be doing my part to spread awareness down here, and I cross paths again. Cheers. Honestly, what the hell? This is at 2 p.m.
Did you have a stroke?
Yeah, apparently so. Sometimes I text like this. So yeah. So I didn't even realize what kind of dumbass. This is Saturday at 2 p.m. and what I text him isn't even coherent. Or legible. Oh my God. I just so many times I instantly regret things I do. This morning, the ESPN door was opening as I was walking by, and I jumped in front and I said boo for whatever reason. And Ali, who co-hosts Spears and Ali, who happens to be like an attorney, just kind of looked at me like, yeah, cool story, bro. And I instantly felt shamed and embarrassed on this. Well, I was telling a story on the podcast how I text Austin Mead, who was an artist who I just uploaded an interview podcast with, following his appearance. And I just read it back verbatim and I realized that doesn't make sense whatsoever. And I sound like a giant moron.
Because you're like, oh, maybe he just wasn't that appreciative of it. And you just send me back a thumbs up. And then you read it. And it's like, what?
It's beyond a typo.
God.
Yeah. Okay. I'll read it back real quick for you guys on the FM side. This is what I read, and I'll try to I have no expletives in this text message, but trust me, the amount of expletives that are running through my mind right now, just destroying me, are nonstop. I said, this is what I wrote him verbatim. And no wonder all I got was because I don't even think he understood what the hell I was saying. And why would he? This is what I wrote. Yo, Austin, this is Beef Egan for KFMA. I wanted to thank you again for rolling through again, and apologies for the double booking. You guys got the good brother, and I believe I'll be doing my part to spread awareness down here, and I cross paths again. Cheers. Stop.
Sorry.
I'm an idiot. This is why I don't know. So obviously, that'll be the last time we hear from Austin Mead. I'm probably blocked immediately after. I might have had a stroke while I was writing this. I need to get a checkup from the neck up immediately. Let's do our single song takeover, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to play Austin Mead's song now. I was gonna play Dead Poet Society, but I gotta play Blackout because I gotta show him that I kind of meant what I said. If
Right.
he knew what I said, okay. You feel embarrassed for me?
Oh my God, so much embarrassment.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're now in charge of reaching out to artists from here on out. I'm never going to send a text message again. Jesus effing Christ. Here's Blackout from Austin Mead and Rock 102.1 KFMA.
I really don't mean to laugh so much, but your reaction to yourself right now is
I didn't read it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. Like, what did I do? What is it? Did I try to text that in 3 seconds or less? Like, what was the rush? It was 2:00 on a Saturday. I was literally doing nothing but thinking. And I couldn't even put those thoughts together in a coherent way to send a text message. Look at you dying. Could it be nervous attraction? No, I don't want to bang the dude.
Oh my God. Well, it's just so relatable too, because there's so many times that I'm just firing off a quick text and I'm like, what in the seven hells was this?
I have had this experience. I have noticed this sometimes in dating and texting, and then having to literally rewrite text messages because how it comes out, and you can't even blame it on a typo.
Right.
Am I mentally melting down? I don't even know. I thought before I even hit send,
you're like, this looks real good.
Yeah, it checks out. Oh, he's going to love this. He's going to love this. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they had a laugh if he tried to repeat it. Hell, he could put it into song lyrics, just read it verbatim and say it's abstract. And say, you define whatever the definition of this song is to you, because it makes no sense. So whatever you take away from it.
Oh God.
I would have been better off sending a D-pic. B. Just hit B on that. Marked it. Oh. So crazy.
Oh my God.
It's not even auto text on the phone, I mean, I wish I could say it was auto text, but literally it's illiteracy. I don't understand where. Yeah, good times for sure. So great. Yeah, in real time we're seeing this. All right, let's get back on the air. That was Blackout. Let me just verbally jock this guy. Ugh. All right, that's a guy who blocked me on old social media and text messaging. Austin Mead with Blackout. Stop. We're back on the air. Stop. If you're gonna,
I'm really trying and I can't.
all right, if you're gonna die. I just can't send text messages. Apparently, it's not my thing. I didn't realize it until just now. This was like a month ago.
Why is this so funny?
I don't know. It was a fail for sure. Was it an F my life? Possibly. I mean, I don't even know to go from there. You know, I mean, that's
Yeah, you've lost me. I gotta go.
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's how I text.
How have you had any success with dating? This is what I'm trying to figure out.
I don't. I'm super single right now. Extremely single. I mean, I've had situations where I start texting with someone where a girl's like, "Yeah, let me give you my number," to send like one text, and then I never hear from her again. So that's how it is. So
Woo.
yeah, I know.
Oh my God! Now I want to review those.
Yeah. You want to hear Beast verbatim text and see in real time?
Oh, that's a new segment. Beast verbatim text.
Look, the problem is like I'm a little bit dyslexic, and maybe when I'm reading it back, whether I'm stoned or not, it makes sense to me. And it is until I take a step away from the text message and go back to it that I realize that I royally effed it up all the way through. I probably have these text messages like that to management too, and my bosses, and like just all the wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you've sent me anything where I'm like, what the hell? Like, texts with me have been good.
I know I did the same thing, and emailing back and forth. I know there's been several situations where it's equally as bad, if not worse. And I don't mean to. I'm just trying to communicate the best I know how. It's so bad. It's so bad. I gotta actually read back like Max Frost text messages because he didn't respond on some stuff, and we're boys, so I'm like, uh-oh, what did I write to Max?
Yeah, Anthony on the stream, you broke weirdo. Yeah,
I know. It is bad. Okay,
this is so funny.
I don't know. We have to move forward though.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so here, do you know another term for sailors?
Yes,
What is it?
semen.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind when I do these three stories back to back to back, as I'm going to use the word sailor instead.
Okay.
Police are on the lookout for tanks of cattle sailors. Okay, so the Irish village of Clogher has a cow sailor heist on their hands. This is legit. Police say 2 artificial insemination tanks were stolen, each containing a large quantity of moo juice. And both of those tanks and their contents are said to have significant value, apparently. And authorities are asking for anyone with knowledge to come forward with information. So that's the first story.
Okay.
Now, this week, all these stories happened this week. And I just happened to compile 3 sailor stories together to share with you at once. Here's another one. Hotel sued after accusations of sailor contaminated water.
Ugh.
Yes, this is not good. A couple being referred to as John and Jane Doe, and rightfully so,
Right.
have filed a lawsuit against the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company. In their suit, they allege that their stay at the $800 a night Half Moon Bay Resort was marred by a tainted bottle of water.
Ugh.
Jane claims she cracked open the bottle of the Ritz-Carlton branded water and discovered that it had been contaminated with sailors.
Ugh.
And she knows the taste of sailors. In the suit, a couple accuses a hotel employee of doing his thing and then delivering it to their room. And reportedly, a police investigation stalled due to the lack of cooperation from the hotel chain.
Ugh.
The plaintiffs are now seeking a jury trial, and the hotel is only saying that they don't comment on pending litigation. So
Okay.
they're not denying it, right? So that's
staying at the Ritz-Carlton anytime soon.
right? So allegedly. Now that's sailor story number 2.
Okay.
The third sailor story that I came across in this week was over the past 5 decades, the quality of men's sailors have declined, and researchers are now studying the possible correlation between the fact and the use of mobile phones.
Oh.
Yeah, the Swiss study gave male participants a detailed questionnaire asking for details about their lifestyles and habits and how often they use their phones. All right. Now, with that said, those who kept their phones on and weren't using them, the ones who use their phones more, their sailor counts were significantly higher. I read that wrong. Data found that sailor counts were significantly higher with guys who didn't use their phones more than once a week. In comparison, for those who use their phones 20 times a day. Now, I'm on my phone constantly. Does that mean I don't need to wear condoms?
You still need to work on.
All right, I'm just saying. Okay, sure.
Yes.
I use my phone a lot.
We do.
Okay. Now, there was no conclusive data. However, on those who kept their phones in their pants pocket rather than someplace else, it was, their sailor count was super low. Check out my phone. It's going in my pocket. Now, what about now?
Is that the poor man's vasectomy?
It is.
Just keep your phone in your front pocket.
Poor man's vasectomy if you got cricket. But if you're on T-Mobile, still rich man's vasectomy. All right, let's hit the reset. We got your beef tip and more coming up after music from Dead Poet Society and 311. Keep it right here. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, so that was 3 stories about sailors.
Mm-hmm. Wow, just this week.
Yeah, it was a very sticky week. That was happening nonstop. Kind of got lost in the sauce in the last one, but at the same time.
Well, also because you're just trying to make sure that you're saying sailor instead of seaman. So,
Yeah. And in fact, actually, I don't even want to say it on the stream too much because now that we're monetized, the algorithm, the robots are gonna they're gonna go through this podcast and be like, nope, can't monetize that. No sponsors, no advertisers want their content shared on your podcast. All right, looks like I'm getting a phone call. I'll answer this, I guess. But earlier this morning, we did a confession session with Weirdo. And in case you missed it, I want a little something like this. Check it out.
Self-loving by your mom?
Awkward.
It is awkward. Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid. Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
Yes, it's time for another edition of your F My Life. These are unfortunate situations emailed to me at beefvegan@kfma.com, subject line FML. But of course, if you have an F My Life you care to share on the air, you can give us a call right now, 600 KFMA, 600-5362. And if Weirdo and I agree your life is F, we'll hook you up with tickets for your Tucson Roadrunners, and we'll also give you passes for the Hops and Hockey, basically kickoff pre-party that's happening at the TCC Arena Plaza before the game on Saturday. So with that said, let's get right into our first email. You ready, Weirdo?
Let's go.
Okay. First email sent to me by Melissa. She said, it's been a full week since my last orthodontist appointment, and I still can't eat anything besides Slim Fast and pudding.
Oh, that sucks.
I see. You would say that sucks because you're skinny, and so yeah, you need food. I look at it like, oh man, that's an ultimate diet. I bet you're glowing, you're looking good. Starving looks good on you, girl. I know it's unhealthy, but maybe I'm just jealous. But you say F My Life.
I do.
I say Big Baby. We'll agree to disagree, and I'm sure you're looking fine. Feeling like you're dying, but looking good in the process. All right, next email sent to me by Francisco. He said, yesterday my boss at my new job yelled at me for being 15 minutes early to work. Last week, he yelled at me for being late for my shift when I arrived 5 minutes early. He's considering this as my final warning before I'm fired.
What?
Yeah.
What's wrong with your boss?
Well, look, some people can't do no right. And it looks like he already has his mind made up, Francisco. So I would immediately start looking for another job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's definitely an F My Life.
That is.
Mm-hmm. All right, next F My Life email sent to me by Steven. Steven said, I added the wrong reaction to a Facebook post using a laughing smiley instead of a hug. And only noticed 2 hours later when my friend wouldn't talk to me because she thought she thought I found the fact that her dog died funny.
Oh, no. Yeah, but I've done that before because, you hold it down, you need to slide over or whatever. I've done that, but I usually catch it immediately and then change it back to the right one.
Yeah, no, that was a situation. Thought it was just like a big hug. So sorry your dog died. It's funny, too, because Nikki on Mix, she actually just sent me pictures of her traumatized bunny. So, and I'm sure she told this story, but she has bunnies running around her backyard. And yesterday, a bobcat came in and ate one of the bunnies. And the other bunny, Thumper, saw. And she sent me pictures of Thumper's eyes. And you could see the fear and pain in this bunny's eyes.
Yeah.
And I never felt so bad for a bunny before in my life.
Oh,
yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. So,
oh, those eyes.
Yeah, so that's an F My Life too for, in fact, actually, I'll text you back, F My Life. All right. 2 more left. Paul sent me this email, beefvegan@kfma.com. He said, I found out that my handwriting is so bad that people think I write in Arabic.
Oh.
Same.
Oh my God.
I say lean into it and be like, oh, yeah. I can't speak it, but I can write it.
Mhm.
Here's a little note to you.
I found out that I have the best handwriting in the house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No.
Well, that's impressive considering 14 people live in your house.
None of my partners have good handwriting. Oh my God. It looks like chicken scratch. I can't read any of it.
You know, I used to have decent handwriting when I was like, you know, writing every day in my notebook.
Mhm.
Now that I type, it's all gone to hell.
Yeah. That's a big factor in it.
All right, final F My Life of the day sent to me by Luke. Luke said, last night while I was fooling around with my girlfriend, she hurt her hand. It obviously wasn't very serious, so I told her to stop faking it. She responded, want to know what I actually fake? My orgasms.
Nice.
Sex burn. Babuski.
Good comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks though.
Yeah.
Thought you were doing the job, and no, you weren't, sir. You need to try harder.
Yeah, just like Francisco, you need to start looking for other jobs because it looks like you're going to get fired from yours, Luke. So definitely F My Life. There you go. Your F My Life for this Friday morning. Keep those emails coming. beefvegan@kfma.com. Just don't forget to hit that subject line, FML. We're going to hit the reset and give you an opportunity to win. Did we do F My Life already? I thought I was playing Confession Session. You guys paying attention here? did I replay F My Life? Fancy. So I did get a call back from my exterminator, right? So I mentioned this on the air, and I actually have a picture I'll send to myself so you guys can see it. And because I noticed this on Reddit. I saw this in This Is Tucson Reddit thread the other day or the other week. And somebody was asking, what is this? And it was something hanging from the ceiling. And someone else wrote, oh, those are termites, bro. You need to get that taken care of immediately. Yeah. And so I recalled it. I just remembered. I was like, yeah, that's weird. And so then I'm chilling in my house yesterday on my bed, looking up at the ceiling, and I noticed something hanging from the ceiling. And I recognized it immediately. And it was fucking termites, right? So, and now I rent, so it's not that big of an issue. I replayed several times, damn it. Yeah, I didn't do it several times. Twice I did it. I won't do it again, I promise. So this is what it looks like. Here, I'm going to pull this up. I meant to do Confession Session. I'm sorry. We wanted to have a jam-packed hour podcast here, which was the goal, but it wasn't to replay the same segment 17 times. All right, so this is what it looks like hanging from the ceiling. So you could see. You see that?
Yeah.
And you see how it's like, it almost looks like it's a whole bunch of termites all hanging on there, but it's not. It's basically like termite shit. And so I got that, I scraped that from my ceiling. And immediately I was like, is that like a dust bunny? Because I had my fan running the entire time. So it's like, oh, okay, dust could accumulated and made that. But I look up close personal. I'm like, no, that's 100% termites. So this is basically a bunch of wood all kind of stuck together, or termite poop. And then there's a little hole, just a itty bitty hole in the top there. And that's kind of where everything's being dumped. So I called my landlord immediately, and he was like, the first thing he said was shit. I'm like, yeah, because that's a you problem. You're gonna have to pay for that. So this was like 2 days ago. The pest control guy called me up, and he's like, hey, bro, yeah, sorry, I'm just getting around to it. I'm a one man, and he gave me all these reasons why it took a while. And I'm like, I don't care. It's not my place, right? I'm just renting it. And then at the end, he's like, may I ask, are you beef vegan?
You sound like beef vegan.
You sound like beef vegan. So I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah, I am. So
now you know where I live.
Now you're going to be inside my house looking a little bit closer to everything that's going on. So great. You say bleach or raid? I don't know. Termites like the paper backing on drywall. Okay. Yeah. So what do you think I should do? Well, honestly, I know what I'm doing is I called my landlord. He's going to have to pay for it. And then whatever dude charges, he'll charge. And hopefully it won't be too invasive like the termites for too long. Because, I got things I got to do on the weekend. I don't want to sit around and just wait and small talk while he does his job. I don't even know if I have an attic. I don't even know how he would get into my attic.
Like a crawl space?
Yeah, like a crawl space. I'd have to look around to see where that even is. and if it's even possible. But I didn't recognize one. I'll look today. But yeah, it's one of those things.
Might be access from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's got to be bad enough to get to that point where it's starting to hang down, right? So who knows how long they've been chewing at that bit, but obviously if you don't address it, it could be a lot worse. And again, that's a future tenant's problem, because I don't plan on this. Is not my forever place by any means, but it's good and good enough, and I could see myself staying there for an extra year, especially if I get like a sizable pay raise. It was the goal, to be able to save some money up, to be able to get nicer stuff. So why instantly move to someplace more expensive just because you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people make that mistake. I don't understand people who like retire and get rid of their kids and then move into bigger houses. I don't understand that. I am all about downsizing.
I'm very close to empty nesting, and honestly, like if I make a good amount, say best case scenario, I make a 6-figure salary, right? Which is obviously is the goal. Then I can only see myself I can see myself, instead of like getting a house in Marana or Valley, getting like a nice loft downtown.
Right.
If I'm going to get a pricier place, that would be pretty smooth. And I could see myself living like that if I become an empty nester. Now, at the same time, I could have my daughter live with me for the next 5 years, and then what? Then maybe rent a house. But unfortunately, there is no reality that I picture myself being a homeowner. Me either. Yeah, dude, which is insane. And that's just where it is right now. I mean, I follow people on social media. Like we had the Volpe team be a sponsor for our Build-A-Band. And so I see their posts whenever they close on a house. They'll post, congratulations to their team, right? And they'll show the house. And I'm seeing the prices of these houses that are closing. Like a house closed the other day for $330,000. And I look at it, I'm like, nah, that's not a $330,000 house.
And it's sold in 2001 for $72,000.
Yeah, that's where the market is.
Right.
I mean, it's not them; it's definitely the market. And that's how it is everywhere.
Right.
And so until that bubble bursts or prices go down to seem like reasonable for the value, I don't see myself being a homeowner in any way.
Right, because interest rates went up to try to get house costs to go down. It didn't work. So now the houses are still expensive, and the interest rate is like higher, like almost double.
Yeah, well, I mean, something will give here eventually.
Hopefully.
So Mackenzie just said, I'll need to own a home with what I want. Lots of animals.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to cost you more too.
Yeah.
Let me be your real estate agent. You have a video to share with us, but that's just for the stream, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me share with you a really creepy story here. It's potentially not safe for work, but you'll be fine.
We'll dance around it.
Okay. Now, there's something called cordyceps. They're in the limelight for being central to the ghoulish plot of HBO zombie series, right?
Okay.
Basically mushrooms, right? The Last of Us have just kind of shown this, how mushrooms can kind of, in this setting, it's that the global temperature increases. So mushrooms evolve to be able to grow in humans and then essentially take them over, turn them into zombies. Okay. Well, a TikTok user has put his own gruesome spin on that, growing mushrooms in his own blood and skin. He goes by Southern Spore, and he posted a video with the caption, "I grew it off my own blood and skin." Now, how did this horrific experiment work? Well, the mushroom maniac used a piece of his fungal infected dead skin and combined it with his own blood, upon which his zombie mushrooms could feed. And then when that happened, cordyceps grew large enough that he was able to cut it open and search for bits of his own flesh inside them.
Gross.
Tell me you don't have sex without telling me you don't have sex.
Right. Tell me you're single and bored.
Yes. So that's a gruesome enough video that I have to share on the podcast broadcast. So I'm immediately going to rush to that. Okay. And then Weirdo has a video as well. So why don't we do that? And we'll be back with your beef tip, and we'll wrap things up on this Friday. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, that was a random conversation. Going from home owning to growing mushrooms in your own skin. Sometimes the ADD kicks in and doesn't necessarily do us any favors.
Yes.
All right. So we do have videos that we want to share with you. And sorry, Joe. Yes, it's a WTF for sure. honestly, there's and for Mackenzie and being a young and married couple, there's going to be plenty of options for you to find a pretty good home. So good luck on that search. All right, show me what you got here, weirdo.
Oh, no context humans. I love this page. All right. Sure, volumes.
We're gonna get booted off of YouTube.
No, we're not.
Well, oh yes, I've seen this. Oh yes. Oh, are we gonna do this live in studio? Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's some kind of bug or something.
Yes, it's a roach, dude.
Ugh.
Yes, it's a roach, and these Japanese game shows are insane.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're gonna have to do it.
Ugh.
We're gonna have to do that. I mean, honestly, it's a like I can't believe they have a game like that post COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But that's a fantastic game. I wouldn't suck, dude. I would blow. That's my strategy. Obviously, Mecca. Good to see you. Thanks for commenting on the other posts, by the way. I seen your comments. I appreciate it. Mecca commented on our scary movie that we debuted, the Midnight Caller, and I did upload the beef cut on there. And then he also commented on a couple other things, and all that helps, honestly. And everybody, if you get a chance, if you do come across these videos that I've edited and put together, definitely check it out. In fact, actually, like I know I've been sharing the shit out of this, but the Taylor Upsall video where I was talking to Max Frost about, he was recalling how I set up Taylor to be discovered. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, I didn't tell him that, but essentially he was a pawn in the game that was, let's get this girl to the next level.
Right.
But in a very genuine way, I wasn't using him by any means. I was just creating the opportunity.
Right.
And hoping for best case scenario. And that is exactly what happened, so this has happened before. I've done this before. And this is how you accomplish things. But, like the cool thing was, Taylor was a genuine fan of Max from listening to my show because I was playing that song a lot. She did that cover on her own, and it was so spectacular that I had to showcase him and show that to him. But what I did with this is we took this clip. What's up, Sparky Mark? We took this clip and I put a bunch of different edits, and this is only the beginning of some of the stuff that I'm going to do with either regurgitating clips or making clips that we could play ahead of time, where I could now literally just like any kind of TV show, like if you think, say, Weekend Update, they have the little window that pops up right next to them.
Yeah.
I could do that window now and edits. It's going to take a little bit of time, but if, in advance, I have a lot of different ideas and things that we're going to be doing moving forward to make this podcast one of a kind and one of the best on the internet. Right.
Yeah.
And it just takes time and a lot of work behind the scenes, but I can't wait to share with you some of that stuff. And to give you an example, I'm going to play the clip in case you guys haven't seen it. And I know some of you have, and I appreciate you for that. So please forgive me, but this won't be the first time that you've seen something twice on this podcast. So
just today alone.
Yes. So this is the clip in question. I'm going to stop share there and then share screen. I made a fancy little. Oh, I'm gonna have to cut that Pearl Jam song off short, but that's okay. All right, so here it is. This is how Upsall was discovered. Check this out. I should unmute it.
The first time I ever properly came on and did your show, you said to me, "Hey, this girl's going to come over here and she's going to cover a song of yours." And I'm thinking, that sounds wildly uncomfortable and that's a bad idea. And I don't want that to happen at all. And this young girl comes in and she's 17 years old and her name is Taylor Upsall. And she comes in with her dad and she covers one of my songs in the room with me there. And I'm braced for pain. I'm braced for this is going to be so uncomfortable.
Right.
And she was incredible. She did it in her own style. Her voice was so unique. I'm looking at her face and she's singing, and it's the only time I've ever had a moment in my life where I hear people talking about like seeing someone and like something flashes and you like see the future. I was like, oh, she's got something. Like, that's not normal, whatever she does. Which, for anyone listening who doesn't know, I'm talking about an artist called Upsall. Now, this is now a famous person to me. I'm like, this is now like a very, very, very successful artist.
Yes, she's
That's
doing
big
great.
And in the moment, it was like, it's just so crazy that literally all. And then I ended up, you know, we lived in LA together for a while. We have the same management. I've written a bunch of songs with her that have come out, and she's having this incredible career. And I just forget that literally all happened because you were like, hey, you know what? She should come and do this. And that's how we met. That's literally how all that happened. Crazy.
Yeah, is your manager still managing her? Because that was
Yeah.
I know. And that's what it was. It was Max Frost's manager that signed her and then got her to that next level. So all credit goes to Max Frost's manager, and all credit goes to the artist herself and Upsall. But it was great to go through all those old photos.
Yeah.
And really kind of paint the picture that he was telling the story. And, you know, and that was confidence stumping or whatever.
I mean, it is impressive, like, how much you have been working on the video editing stuff, because you didn't really have any knowledge before.
Zero, but I had audio editing, you know, I've been audio editing forever, and it's very similar in a way. And then learning all the tricks and stuff, I've been watching a lot of YouTube clips to kind of learn and get caught up. And the reason why is because I've dealt with people in the past that I've had to rely on that were difficult to work with and don't share the same kind of passion or vision. And I was like, F that. You know what? You got to take it in your own hands. You got to do your own thing. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, right? That's the cliche. And so that's just part of the game now. But with that, any kind of new technology endeavor and stuff opens another world of creativity and possibilities. So when we go into our storytelling, now I'll be able to paint a picture. And it's really important, you know, something that you might not have noticed in the videos that's very important for online engagement is the sound effects when those images pop up, the little swooshes.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things I've learned the really important subconsciously, the importance of that keeps the engagement up and moving graphics and all that. So yes, I've come a long way, but I still got a long way to go.
Now learning the psychology of it all.
There's so much more, so much more. But it's good news here for the visual product of the podcast broadcast, because the goal is to make this look like $1 million using $1 and just stretching that bitch then.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap up the show. All right, unfortunately, I got to cut off Pearl Jam a little bit early, but we all know what black sounds like. I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the show. And we got to wrap things up. Thank you, Weirdo, for not hyperventilating my failures in life. All right. Don't forget, when you guys get a chance, go to the podcast broadcast page, youtube.com/bevegan, and subscribe and hit those notifications so you can join us and our community when we do our live stream each and every weekday morning. Until then, I hope you see you guys this weekend, whether it's going to be at the Tucson Roadrunner games tonight or tomorrow. Or the All Souls procession, or the Celtic Festival. So many things to do. Make sure you get out and enjoy this beautiful weekend, and hope you guys enjoy yourselves. And speaking of the Tucson Roadrunners game, I do have a pair of tickets with access to the Hops and Hockey, which starts at 4 p.m. on Saturday, going to caller number 10. So 600 KFMA, 600-5362, caller number 10. You get a pair of tickets to see the hockey game and get in for the Hops and Hockey, drink some beer with me, and we'll see you on Saturday. We're out of here. That's all the time we have, and I'm talking over nothing. All right. Well, let me wrap this up. So enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When
so good. So good.
Messed
it up.
Soon will come an end to all
hey,
your
love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. We're out of here.
Later.
Mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.